she say she want hood nigga. I keep the perk by the pound. The trunk stay bumped and y'all know we run the town. Hood nigga. And I keep a bad bitch around. Thick bitch, long hair, yellow, white, red, brown. Hood nigga. And my Chevy sitting on 24s. Flats look like flapjack. Pancake, you ain't no hood nigga. I'ma play the game how it go. They can take me out the hood, but I'ma keep it hood, folks. I'm on that good, and alcohol. I got some down bitches I can't call. What's that? I don't know what I would do without y'all. I'ma fall till the day I fall. Yeah, as long as my bitches love me. Country shit, country shit. Let me tell you about this country shit. Country shit. Let me tell you about this country shit. Country shit. Let me tell you about this country shit. Country shit. Country shit. Let me tell you about this super fly, dirt coast muddy water. Shorty, pop that pussy if you wanna. Let me tell you about this old school pouring lean candy yams and collard greens. Pocket full of stones, riding clean.
Well, I'm just one parlay away from a new house, new car. I'm just one parlay away. Trust I'ma take us far. I'm just one parlay away, one parlay away, one parlay away. Oh, I took the Chiefs on over, took my homes on yards. Everything is going good so far. Lakers beating the Knicks, spread is only 6. 2 minutes left in the game, baby. I'm about to hit. Ow!
I need out, yeah, I need out. Blood pressure higher than a body count. Tomorrow she has to go. She's a mama. I think I married a hoe. Married a hoe. I said, mama, I think I married a hoe. I made a mistake, mama. No, oh no. I want you. A man can't do nothing for you. All these hoes ain't loyal. All these hoes ain't loyal. These hoes ain't loyal. These hoes ain't loyal. 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 These hoes ain't loyal. When a rich brother wants you and your
Man, welcome back, y'all, to another one, man. Another episode. If y'all are watching over on the JBJ Network, hit that like and subscribe for your boy. If you're watching over on Let's Talk, hit that like. If you're watching over on Facebook, like, subscribe, share, turn the noties on, share the videos, all that in the bag of chips. I am your host tonight. Let's Talk with JBJ. Hope y'all ready to get into it, man. Y'all already know how we get down on these days, man. Y'all see the topic. Y'all see the thumbnail. We got some interesting things to talk about. I ran across 3 very interesting videos, y'all, this week. And all of them clearly disturbed me. So I definitely wanted to speak on them a little bit. Man, picture going to jail for remaining silent. Picture going to jail and getting bit for no reason. Picture going to jail and getting half of your body burnt the hell up. And they say they never did nothing to you about it. Well, we're going to talk about all 3 of them tonight. And I just don't understand how some people can back some of these folks that be on this type of time. But it happens all the time. So we're going to talk about a few of them, man. I hope y'all ready. Y'all need to lock in. Go ahead and get your popcorn, get your drink, get your smoke, whatever you need to get. I don't know how it works for you, whatever gets you going. And the first channel that we're going to be shouting out is BP Cast. BP Cast, first time covering one of their videos, but it needs to be covered. And the first one is going to be the right to remain silent, y'all. We're going to check it out, see what they talking about in this thing, and comment throughout, man. Hopefully this one goes smooth, but if y'all ready, I'm ready. So let's go and get to the video. Let's see what we got.
What's my arrest for?
You're not under arrest. They said you're being
For what?
Because we're investigating
a crime. Now, whether you're an innocent bystander or part of it,
I'm
that's what we're trying to figure out. You're right. You don't have to. But right now, you're a witness.
Oh, I'm a witness. Can I please
right now?
But you could be a witness. You could be a suspect. All right, look, I'm going to give you one chance if you want to talk your way out of the back of this car. You're not even involved.
I'm a bystander. I don't know what you're talking about, bro.
Do you want to tell us what happened, or would you rather take the ride for obstruction?
I'm a bystander, bro. I'm innocent, bro. Just let me go, bro.
That's what I'm asking you. You want to tell us what happened?
I want to go, bro.
Explain to us what happened, and then we can treat you as a witness.
You put me in a picky situation because that almost sounds like a setup. You could be a witness or you could be a suspect. What? Like, how do you have the power to do that?
We're going to have a look good one with this one, y'all. Let's speed up a little bit.
Get into the video.
Now, y'all heard just a little snippet, a little quick breakdown of what's going on so far. They told this young man that he can either be a witness or he can either be a suspect. I don't know how that works, but we're going to figure it out because these cops, you know, they do their own thing sometimes.
What's your name? What's your name? Juan. What? Juan. Check that car. Who's in the car? Where's your buddy? Huh? You know exactly what's going on. Who was the buddy in the car with you? I'm being arrested. Right? No, you're not being arrested. You're being detained. Who was in the car with you? What's the reason, Mother? I'm explaining it to you. Okay, what's the reason? We had a call with that U-Haul about some kind of disturbance. So who was involved with that? Huh? Whatever you know, you know. Right? It's not whatever I know, I know. Huh? This thing's weird. Do you have your ID on you, bud? Yeah. Yeah? Okay. Come over here for me, just so I can identify who you are.
Now, look, y'all, we got to ask the question. We have to ask the question every time. What is the severity of the call that makes you automatically come up and put this young man in handcuffs? That's what we need to know first. What's the severity of the crime that you're investigating that makes you just walk up and put a random citizen in handcuffs? Let's find out.
What's your name again, you said? Huh? Do you have an ID on you? Yep. In your pocket, you said, right?
It's not one of the.
Which pocket?
Not the correct vehicle.
All right. Huh? Right. Okay. Were you involved in some kind of disturbance or no? Right here?
Alpha Lima 73410, not one of the same? Correct. We were given.
Now, I tell y'all all the time about your rights. What they just did, what that cop just did, going into his pocket and grabbing his ID out is a violation of his constitutional rights right now. Remember what the guy said. You're detained. Just because you're detained does not mean that they can go in your pockets. They can give you a general pat down. They cannot go inside your pockets and take things out. That's considered a search. They can't search you until you're under arrest. They told him that he's detained. So that's already one violation. That's one violation right there. But we're going to keep counting them. We got Miss Alexis from Texas up in the building. She said, howdy, y'all. What's going on, girl? What's going on? Just watching constitutional rights get violated. But we're going to keep on going. Let's see how this escalates. And remember, y'all, they still have not articulated why they have him in handcuffs. They said there was a disturbance with a U-Haul. Okay. Did you get a call about me in the U-Haul? Is there somebody saying they saw me commit a crime in the U-Haul or something? You already done got me in handcuffs and you done went in my pockets. And that has not been articulated yet. All right, so we got it. We got issues, y'all.
Look, you're not under arrest, okay? And I don't think you're the person that we're looking for, okay? Oh, yeah. But someone called in a U-Haul, matching that description, okay, that was involved in some kind of fight at a different gas station. Was that you guys or no? They didn't give us your name.
No.
They gave us the name Mark.
I know nothing.
Devil Mark?
I know nothing about nothing.
How many people were in that? Just two? Or is there more than you?
I don't. It was just me and him. That's
you
all.
and him and a girl,
Yeah.
right?
No.
There was never a girl
me
in
and
there?
him. No.
There's never a girl in there?
Just me and him.
Okay.
311 advised, the victim said the suspect should be wearing a red shirt.
Now, see, I'm deeply disturbed right now. They said that nobody's given his name, but they said there was a U-Haul. He still hasn't even secured that young man got out of the U-Haul that he thinks it is, but he said there was a disturbance, there was a fight. They didn't say it was him, but you already got this young man in handcuffs, and you already know went in his pockets. Now, for some people that might think, well, the cops are just doing their job, they don't normally do that to certain people by just handcuffing random people. Because, you can sit there and have a conversation with somebody, but I guess, he might look like he might run, I don't know if that look might be. I can just think of all the different excuses people would come up with, but I know if it was your child on the side of the road or at a gas station, you wouldn't want the cops putting them in handcuffs in front of all them people, because first off, that's public humiliation. People automatically thinking that you did something bad, and the cops said they're not suspecting him of doing nothing, but you got him in handcuffs and you already done searched him. So we have an issue right here. We have a problem.
The handcuffs come off just as easy as they went on. Okay,
Oh, yes,
you're not
sir.
under arrest.
Yes,
Okay,
sir. I know.
like I said, that kind of matches the description. I guess the girl was
Okay.
beat up.
Okay.
She was saying that she kind of got out of a vehicle like that.
Okay.
Okay. So if you guys aren't involved, handcuffs come off and you're out of here. Okay. And like I said, you're not the name that we were looking for. They said Neville Mark.
Right.
Okay.
So why is he still in handcuffs?
I'm gonna check that, and since I don't think you're the person we're looking for, I'm gonna take the cuffs off, but you're not free to leave until we figure out what's going on. You understand?
And also work on getting a photo reference.
Is this the guy you were with? Huh?
No.
Who's AJ?
That's my.
Okay. Stay right here real quick. Let me just check and then I'll get you out of this cuffs. Okay. You can relax. All right.
Who are you with? Cousin? The new green shirt?
Yeah. He's saying there's no female ever in the car with him.
Where's your phone?
I don't got.
He doesn't have a phone.
Yeah, because she has it.
I don't got no.
Just his?
It fell out at BP.
This?
I don't.
Not yet. That's not.
That name?
I ain't
That's not
paying
the
no
subject.
phone.
That's not. Listen,
Just a couple $100 stuff in her face.
she said that you had nothing to do with it. So no matter what, you're probably
I tried telling him that.
If you lie, here, listen. I'm being real with you. You lie, you'll go down with it.
I don't know about nothing.
There was no female ever in the car with
She
him.
was not in the car. Even though the U-Haul's rented by her in Orlando, y'all went, him and her went to Jacksonville to pick you up and went back to Orlando. That ain't her?
I don't know.
So yes.
Seriously?
I don't know who you're talking about.
Listen, you can go to jail.
I'm not saying no or
Listen,
yeah.
I hear you. I hear you, but that means yes. Okay.
And this is a prime definition of anything you do not say, they will use against you in the court of law, because this is basically what they're doing. This guy ain't saying anything, and they're just saying, oh, if you ain't gonna say anything, we'll just take you to jail.
I'm not saying no or
Listen,
yeah.
I hear you. I hear you, but that means yes. We're not.
You can answer for me.
I'm not.
Do you have the U-Haul rental agreement?
I don't got nothing.
Who's rental?
I'm just a bystander.
That's you're right. No, you're right.
Exactly.
This goes.
What's my arrest for again?
You're not under arrest. They said you're being
For what?
Because
we're
you're involved in a
investigating.
crime.
Okay.
Now, whether you're an innocent bystander or part of it,
I'm innocent.
that's what we're trying to figure out. You're right. You don't have to, but you're right now. You're a witness, so you don't have to.
What's his name?
Oh, I'm a witness. Can I please get
Right
a
now.
cup?
Well, you're not.
Well,
being
you could be a
witness.
witness.
That's
You could be a
different.
suspect.
Hey,
You
if y'all treat me like a criminal, I'm gonna stand here like a criminal.
I'm talking to you
Alright?
though, like you're not.
But I'm in cuffs like I am.
Hey, listen,
you can't tell me nothing. Alright? Don't just please. You're making me mad because I'm in cuffs
I
right
don't
now.
care if I'm
You
making you
pulled
mad.
up on me with guns. Alright?
Yeah.
You got full 223s in that. Like, come on now. Like, I don't got time for you, bro. You put up on me
You guys
with a
get
gun,
it,
bro.
No, he didn't have it on.
Exactly. You put up on me with a gun. Like, I don't got time for you, bro.
You have the. You got on 3.
Now I know there will be some people out here saying, man, look, just cooperate with the cops. You'll get out of there faster. I don't understand why some of these kids are being so difficult. Picture you being ran up on because somebody called the cops and they didn't say you did anything, but they said that you might have been around some other people that did something, and they have you in handcuffs. And just because you don't want to answer any of their questions, they're threatening you that they will take you to jail. When they clearly done said out of their mouth multiple times, the person that they have that called the cops said this person wasn't involved, this person didn't do anything, but you have them in handcuffs. Think about that. And this is how a lot of people back in the day and today used to get hemmed up for crimes that they didn't commit. These cops will sit there and try to coerce you into saying something that you haven't said, you didn't do. And that's why I always tell people, remain silent when you're talking to these folks. If they already feel a certain type of way, they feel convinced that you did something, even when they're telling you to your face they don't think you did nothing, they'll still, don't play the game. Don't play the game with them. Just sit there and be quiet and see how it's handled. And if they take you to jail, they do all this nonsense, they already violate your rights right now, just take it out the taxpayer dollars that, all those people that like to sit around there and suck these cops off all the time, take it out of their city budget. Because it ain't going to come out of the cops' budget. It's going to come out of the taxpayers' budget. Just take it from them. And they'll keep learning over and over and over when their roads don't get repaired, when their schools don't get good, when their facilities and their emergency units take forever to get there because, they ain't got no money for this shit. That they'll start to figure it out then because they seem to want to scapegoat people that are supposed to enforce the law instead of backing people that actually uphold the law. Because these motherfuckers out here just making their own rules.
You got the picture up? Huh? No, you can go for it. You got too scared. What's your real name? I don't think we got anything on him, but we could take him for obstruction, technically. Because he basically lied the whole time, saying there's no female ever in the car, so.
I don't know about that.
Okay. That's your story. You can just take the ride, boss. All right?
Now, y'all see how he just lied. He said the whole time the young man lied and said that there was no girl in the car. He said it was just me and my homeboy. He don't know nothing about none of that. He don't know nothing about none of that. That's what he keeps saying. I don't know nothing about none of that. That's not a yes or no. That's I don't know nothing about none of that.
Like I said, you can be a suspect or you can be a witness. All right? You don't
Nowhere that
know
works.
nothing. No one was ever in the car with you. No female was there.
I ain't say that.
Yes, you did. You said no female was ever in the car with you. You see this
He
right here?
didn't
It's
say
the
that.
camera. Okay? You can just take the ride too, okay?
Now y'all see that he said that. I'm gonna show you something. We're gonna go back. Where we at? 744. All right, watch this.
How we're looking for, okay? Oh yeah. But someone called in a U-Haul, matching that description, okay, that was involved in some kind of fight at a different gas station. Was that you guys or no? They didn't give us your name.
No.
They gave us the name Mark.
I know nothing.
Neville Mark?
I know nothing about
Okay.
nothing.
How many people were in that? Just 2? Or is there more than you?
I don't. It was just me and him. That's
You
all.
and him and a girl,
Yeah.
right?
No.
There was never a
It was just
girl
me
in
and
there?
him. No.
There's never a girl in there.
Just me and him.
Okay.
I don't know what he said. Just me and him. Just me and him. And he just turned around and said that boy told him that it was a girl in the car.
The ride, boss. All right.
Let's go say it again.
That's your story, obstruction, technically. Because you basically lied the whole time saying there's no female ever in the car, so.
I don't know about that.
Okay. That's your story. You can just take the ride, boss.
He didn't say that.
Like
Me and the other
You
guy.
could be a suspect or you could be a witness. All right. You don't know nothing. No one was ever in the car with you. No female was there.
I ain't gonna say that.
Yes, you did. You said no female was ever in the car with you. You see this right here? It's the camera. Okay. You can just take the.
Y'all see, and I want people to understand that. Y'all see that? Like the officer said, there's a camera right there. And he didn't say that, but you're saying that he said it when he talked directly to you. He said it was me and old buddy. Kept saying there's a girl in the car. I don't know nothing about that. He never said it wasn't a girl in the car. He never said it was a girl in the car. He said it was me and his homeboy, and I don't know nothing about that. But you won't take him to jail for obstruction because he's not giving you the answer that you want? That's crazy. I don't think that's obstruction, y'all. I think you can look that up in your state and find out that not answering questions for them and not giving them what they want is not obstruction. But they keep taking people to jail over and over and over, and we have judges that keep on going along with this bullshit. Like the citizens are obligated to help the police when the police ain't even obligated to help you. This is not obstruction. Obstruction is a physical act.
Right, too. Okay.
So now they want to threaten to take him to jail, y'all.
We're here investigating a felony domestic violence case, okay? And you're obstructing our efforts.
I ain't. Y'all pulled up on me with guns. That's a lawsuit.
Okay.
If you want to be technical,
Okay.
talking about obstruction.
Okay.
Y'all pulled up on me with guns.
Okay.
I want to hear that in court that I'm obstruction. All right? That's all. Take an innocent bystander to jail. That's
Who
what
says
y'all
you're
like.
innocent? You lied to us the whole time.
Hey, y'all,
I said-
this is what that's your job, bro. Do you?
Okay.
Everything tucked up here.
I told you that's how it works, right? He said that. You could be a witness, right? Or a suspect.
I don't understand nothing you saying.
Why?
Basically, what this officer is saying, if you don't want to help us, we'll just take you to jail for not helping us.
Why?
Pretty much.
I don't understand.
Okay.
Okay.
Have a seat. Put your legs
We were investigating a felony domestic violence case. You lied to us, said there was no female ever in the car.
I never said that. I never said that. I don't
It's
understand.
on camera. It said
Let it
who
be.
was-
Okay, let it be.
Okay.
It's on camera.
Okay.
It's amazing how you double down on a lie. Cops always talk about they don't really trust anybody in society, especially when they're dealing with them, because people have the capacity to lie. I don't think you trust anybody because you're automatically going into a situation believing people are lying to you. But the funny thing is, they think people are lying to them all the time when they're the ones lying in broad daylight. We've caught this officer telling the same lie over and over and over again. The young man didn't tell you that, and now you got him in the back of a police car. You already ran up on him without any evidence that he did anything anyways, and you put him in handcuffs. Then you went in his pockets. Then you tried to talk nice to him for a second. Then your partner came up talking hard. It was like, yeah, you can be a witness or you can be a suspect. Who the hell gave you the power to deem whether I'm a suspect or I'm a bystander? And now because I don't want to talk to you, now I'm a suspect, even though you said you had information that says I'm not involved with this. Interesting how that works.
Mr. Putnam, all right, look, I'm going to give you one chance if you want to talk your way out of the back of this car and explain to us what happened.
I'm a
Because look,
bystander.
she's saying that you're the one that's trying to like de-escalate things and that you're not even involved. But when we get here and you lie to us during our
I
official,
didn't lie. I'm a bystander. I don't know what you're talking about, bro.
do you want to tell us what happened, or would you rather take the ride for obstruction?
Right for what?
For lying to us.
I didn't lie to you about nothing.
Okay, do you want to tell us what happened and
What happened about
possibly
what?
not go to jail?
Jail for what?
Obstruction.
Obstruction for what? What I do?
For lying to the
I
police.
didn't lie to you, bro. I didn't lie to you.
Okay. I asked if there was ever.
I'm a bystander, bro. I'm innocent, bro. Just let me go, bro.
That's what I'm asking you.
Okay, let me go.
Do you want to tell us what happened?
I want to go, bro. I
Okay.
just want to go.
Explain to us what happened, and then we can treat you as a witness. Okay. What happened between your cousin and the girl?
That's. You put me in a picky situation because that almost sound like a setup.
How's it a setup?
Because you're giving me two options, right?
You can be a witness.
You could be a witness or you could be a suspect. What? That don't make no sense, bro. Like, how do you have the power to do that, bro? Like, you're not the law. Like, you're not actually the law. You work for the law, bro.
So obstruction is a misdemeanor, okay? Which means I can use discretion on that. Which means I don't
Wow,
have
you
to
could just
take-
add stuff if you like, bro?
Huh?
That's how it works? You could just, add little tits and tats if you like?
What are you talking about, add stuff?
Like, that made no sense, bro. I'm a bystander. I was walking
Do you
in
know
the
what
store.
discretion means?
I was walking in the store, bro.
Okay, do you
Whatever
know what
else y'all
discretion
put,
means?
I don't know what you're talking about, bro.
Do you know what discretion means?
I don't know what you're talking about,
Okay.
bro.
You go to jail, bro. What's up?
You're gonna literally take an innocent person to jail.
I gave you the option, bro.
That's how y'all rock, bro?
I gave you the option.
Innocent. Literally, nothing, no crime committed, right?
You can prove that in court, okay?
No
I have
crime.
probable cause to believe that you committed a crime.
What
Okay?
crime? What crime?
Obstruction.
Obstruction. I never lied about nothing.
Okay, it's all on camera. You see this right here?
Okay.
Okay, it's all on camera. All the lies that you told us, trying to, point us in a different direction.
Couldn't even come up with a lie. Like the cop couldn't even come up with his own lie. You gonna take a person to jail, you can't even come up with a good lie. You just gonna keep landing on obstruction. Let's tell him to do it again, trying to figure out,
It's all on camera. You see this right here?
Okay.
Okay, it's all on camera. All the lies that you told us, trying to,
get it out, buddy, get it
point
out.
us in a different
I don't know
direction
what you're talking about.
for a disturbance.
Once again, I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. Well, she identified that you were there. Okay. So she's in the back of that car right there, and she said, "Yeah, he was there." So you were there. You went this whole thing. Okay.
I don't know what you're talking about, bro.
Okay. Fight in court.
And that's the end of that video. My take on that, it's just simple fact how these officers were just trying to play with this dude's freedom. Because you have him say, I mean, if you had nothing to do with this, so he had nothing to do with this, there's no right for them to detain him. But they want to say, if you don't want to tell us, you could go to jail, like right here.
She said that you had nothing to do with it. So no matter what, you probably
I tried telling him that.
So picture that, y'all. Picture that. Cops can roll up on you. And just picture that you don't know. Because I can probably ascertain that he knows about the situation. He was probably in the car with a girl or whatever, and his cousin or whatever. Him and his girl probably got into an argument, a fight, and she called the police on him because she didn't get what she wanted or whatever. I can picture that happen. But picture them rolling up on you, and the girl that they claim called the cops are saying that you're not involved. You didn't do anything, but you're in handcuffs. Now you're in the back of a police car because you didn't want to answer their questions. Are we trying to live in a society like that where that's okay, that's gonna slide? Like I can just arrest your ass and put you in the back of a cop car because you don't want to talk to me. Because you don't want to talk to me. And I know a lot of people would be cool with it. They'd be cool with that type of stuff. But let's say it's something that happened between both of your friends, two guys, like you got three guys out here, y'all homeboys, whatever the hell, y'all have a disagreement, two of them have a disagreement, they get into a fight. Neither one of y'all call the police. Y'all fight, y'all get it out your system, y'all still walking, going about your business. But during that little fight, somebody saw y'all fighting and called the cops. Remember, you weren't fighting, but your two homeboys were. So the cops pull up and they detain all three of y'all. All of y'all in handcuffs. Now, your two friends could get in trouble for fighting in public or whatever, even though, they sanction fights all the time, but y'all can get in trouble for fighting in public, mutual combat, but you weren't fighting and you don't want to say nothing about it. You think they should be able to take you to jail because you don't want to answer their questions? Some people think that's perfectly fine, man. You have the right to remain silent. You have a right to not say a damn thing to them, and they cannot punish you for that. The young man has a lawsuit. All he needs to do is just make sure he finds him a lawyer. Don't be like a lot of young folks during especially my age growing up and before. You need to get a little bit smarter and understand that, look, that's a violation of your constitutional rights, dude. Obstructing is not keeping your mouth closed. You have a right to remain silent. That's just plain as cut, plain as day. And people need to understand that. For all the people that want to sit around and just defend cops nonstop, man, look, you need to go look in the mirror. I know you grew up watching Cops, Chips, and all that other bullshit. They brainwash your ass into believing these motherfuckers do no wrong. They just took an innocent man to jail. All because he didn't want to talk to him. But we're gonna keep going, man. Because I told y'all, man, we got one person that's not talking, remaining silent. But we got another one that gets bit by the cops. And the cops, I just don't understand. You sick the dog on an innocent man. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna let y'all watch it. Shout out to the civil rights lawyer. Y'all know I like to cover some of his videos. Let's go ahead and jump into this one, y'all, because this made no sense to me. I don't even understand how people ain't in jail for this. Because if me or you did this, we going to jail. We going to jail.
So you're good to go. You're not detained in custody. Nothing. We're sorry, got bit by a dog.
Not only did it bite me, it wouldn't let go.
It's biting me.
So it took multiple cops to get this dog off of me while it was basically chewing.
Imagine that you're at home asleep in bed. You've committed no crime. You've done nothing wrong. Due just to a misunderstanding, the cops bust open your door and they release a canine into your house to track you down and viciously attack you.
Where's canine? Speak to me now. Where's the dog? Don't find to be bit. Come to me. Come to me.
It's biting me.
Get on the ground.
It's biting me.
Then afterwards, they just say, oops, sorry, have a nice day.
Can you imagine getting bit by a dog and you shouldn't have? We're sorry, got bit by a dog.
And they accept no responsibility or accountability whatsoever. And they claim that they did not violate your civil rights. Can they do that? Well, this is exactly what happened. And a lawsuit was just filed. Let's go through it.
It's about to
I
go
went home. It
down.
was kind of like a thanks for being a good camper and not really giving us a hard time, but goodbye.
This is Derek Williams. He had been living in this apartment that was leased by his friend for about a month with no incidents. But on this particular day, as he was asleep in bed, the friend's ex-girlfriend, who had moved out before he moved in, came to collect her belongings and saw Derek asleep in her former bed.
And I still didn't make out the voice. I didn't get up. I just heard a voice and a door slam.
Even though she wasn't living there anymore, she called 911 and reported a burglary. Then the cops arrive, but Derek is still asleep in the bedroom. They threaten to release a canine into the house.
Where's canine? Speak to me now. Where's the dog? Don't find to be bit.
I couldn't make anything out. I was still sleeping almost like, I don't know, it just felt abrupt.
Then they did release the canine into the house, even though they had no idea who was in the house or even who was supposed to be in the house. And we all know what happened next. Derek was attacked by the dog.
Come on, stop coming to me. Come here. Come on, stop coming to me. Come here. Come to me. Come to me.
It's biting me.
Get on the ground.
It's biting me.
Then the cops have a hard time getting the dog off of Derek.
It's biting me.
Get off. Let go.
For no reason.
I said-
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Not only did it bite me, it wouldn't let go. So it took multiple cops to get this dog off of me while it was basically chewing.
And then only after.
Look, I'm gonna stop right here for a second. Okay, so the story is this girl, his cousin, his friend, ex-girlfriend that don't live there no more, somehow got up in there and saw him laying in the bed. And instead of like saying something to the guy, calling her ex, the first thing she did was run outside and call the police. And this is why I'm always tripping off of these people that's so quick to call the cops about it. You can get somebody unalived, man. You need to really understand that. You can get somebody unalived. You up in that place when you ain't supposed to be up in there. Now you calling the cops, and this man in there asleep, and he getting bit by a dog now because the cops too scared to walk up in something over. Like what this dispatch asks questions like, oh, there's a burglary in progress. Do you live in that residence? No. Well, how do you know it's a burglary in process? Can't we start doing some asking of questions to figure out, should we send people out there with guns and dogs? Do you know if the owner knows that person's supposed to be there or not? No, I don't know any of that. I just think it's a burglary because I don't know who that is laying in the bed, even though I'm not supposed to be up in here. Now this guy getting chewed on. He says it's chewing on him like bubble gum. The dog is chewing on him, y'all, like bubble gum. I have an issue with that. Stop picking up the phone, calling 911 all willy-nilly. People can end up dead off of that. They go into every situation thinking that they got to put somebody down. That's how they view it. It's them against everybody. Stop putting people in them awkward situations, man.
After Derek had been viciously attacked by a pet that had been weaponized by our government, did they bother to investigate and realize that, oops.
The female actually spoke to the leasing office and stated that she knew her ex-boyfriend was letting someone move in, but she did not portray that to us at all.
Derek had committed no crime and they had to let him go.
We're in my opinion, we're in a position where this guy's in a sticky situation, right? Because we've let a dog in, he's been bit by a dog, and he's under the assumption he's allowed to be here, and we act on the information that.
So what do? Do they sort of apologize? Yes. Do they take any accountability whatsoever? Of course not.
Can you imagine getting bit by a dog and you shouldn't have? So you're good to go. You're not detained in custody, nothing. Sorry, got bit by a dog.
This is Derek's lawyer, Philip Georges from Nashville, Tennessee, and he makes the case that if you're going to let a dog loose inside a structure, that is a decision to use force. And if it's a situation where you don't even know who you're using force on or why, how is that justified?
There is no right or authority for that officer to have released that canine at all. He could have it on a leash to help him search, but he must be in maintained control of that animal at all times.
I went on Pacer and downloaded the full complaint, or amended complaint in this case, that was filed. I'll post it at the blog, linked in the first pinned comment below, so that if you want to, you can read all of the allegations that are being made in the lawsuit. But they're fighting back hard. The defense lawyers have already filed 2 motions to dismiss. I also pulled those off of Pacer and will post those at the blog, linked in the first pinned comment below. And there's also defense being made in the media. They're, like in their motion to dismiss to the court, they're basically blaming the ex-girlfriend and arguing that they were entitled to rely on what she reported.
But attorneys for Chesterfield County are seeking a dismissal of the suit. They argue that Painter gave 5 warnings and loud directives before the bite, and despite the presence of the police and the dog, Williams, quote, never identified his location, never announced his intent to surrender, and never physically showed an intent to surrender until the very second the canine located him.
The police officer used good verbal commands, repeated himself, was in communication with the unknown person who was in the house in terms of putting out a lot of verbal information.
Mark Bong is a defense attorney with experience representing police against criminal charges. He is not involved in this case, but says generally, officers' actions are influenced by dispatcher information, which could lead to the reasonable suspicion of a threat.
Well, this is a case where the police used a dog to bite a subject, and they lacked probable cause for an arrest. And the courts over the years in Virginia have looked at this situation several times, and surprisingly, the canine officer is on fairly firm ground legally for the use of the dog in this way.
Now, that's not the actual lawyer who's litigating the defense of this case, but reviewing the motion to dismiss argument, the crux of their argument is this: that they were entitled to rely on this 911 call by the ex-girlfriend where she reported a crime, informing the officers that she was the only person on the lease for this apartment and that she had not given permission to or had any knowledge of any other persons being in the apartment or allowed in the apartment. She also told Corporal Painter, who was the primary officer involved here, that this man was still inside the apartment. So their argument is that Corporal Painter and his fellow officers were entitled to rely on that information that was provided to them by the ex-girlfriend as the basis for their actions there, as the basis for entry into the apartment and a use of force inside. This is what they say. Based on the facts known by Corporal Painter and the other officers at the time of entry, an objectively reasonable officer would conclude that a breaking and entering had occurred, a burglary was in progress, and that at least one suspect remained in the complainant's apartment. Therefore, there was probable cause for Corporal Painter to deploy his police canine to seize the intruder. As you can see, their argument is that, yeah, we engaged in a use of force, but that was objectively reasonable because we believed that this very serious felony crime was occurring inside. But in fact, there was no serious crime. It was just this guy, Derek, sleeping inside this apartment. Indeed, the ex-girlfriend does seem to be at fault here in reporting basically false information to the cops. But are they entitled to just rely on that and just release a canine into a house? Before we get to my opinion on this, you may remember a case that I had that was extremely similar. A client of mine was severely injured when she refused to come to the door.
Candy, open the door now or we're gonna kick it in. Candy, last chance, open the door, I'm kicking it in.
Then the cops couldn't find her inside the house. They did have a warrant, but they couldn't find her.
Candy, make yourself known now. Candy, give yourself up. I'm bringing a canine in. You will be bit.
So they just let the dog off the leash.
Hold on, we ain't gonna just gloss past that. Hold on.
Candy, give yourself up.
Man, Candy got a junky ass house. Yeah, look, I know that ain't the part of the story that we supposed to be focused on, but goddamn. I know, look, I bet I know who Candy is. I bet I know who Candy is. Candy got a junky ass house. That's a junky ass trailer. It look like a trailer. Damn, Candy.
Bringing a canine in. You will be bit.
So they just let the dog off the leash and let the dog search for her.
Candy, last chance. Canine is in the trailer. I won't release him. You will be bit.
And when the dog found her, the dog chewed on her arm. Well, I filed a lawsuit arguing that that was an unreasonable amount of force that was used in a situation where there was no immediate safety threat to the officers. No serious crime had occurred. That should have been a civil rights violation of excessive force, right? In that case, we did make it past qualified immunity at the motion to dismiss stage. However, we ended up losing at the summary judgment stage. Basically, they get 2 bites at qualified immunity. We lost on the second one. And there are differences between these cases, and I'll point out what those differences are. The court held the video of the incident reveals several instances of the officer shouting to plaintiff while in the same room as plaintiff, that he was getting the dog and that the dog would bite her. The 2 Fourth Circuit cases demonstrate that whether a victim is given such a warning is crucial to the use of force inquiry. Given the danger posed to the officers by the condition of the house in general, the fact that the officer
AKA her house was dirty as shit. Shit everywhere.
Could not determine whether plaintiff was armed, and plaintiff's continued silence and non-compliance with the officer's commands and overt warnings that the canine would be dispatched to bite the plaintiff, this is not such an obvious case that the officers were effectively put on notice that their actions exceeded the bounds of the Fourth Amendment. The lack of an analogous case establishing plaintiff's relevant rights entitles defendant Johnson to qualified immunity. So that's what happened in that case. We lost because we were not able to point to a sufficiently identical prior case involving the same set of facts. The defense lawyer that was interviewed by the media, I think, is correct. This is a difficult fact pattern to win on. So it's going to be important to point out that while warnings were given, the body cam footage shows that, we don't yet have any evidence that Derek heard and ignored those warnings. So that is a key difference that's very, very important. Also, the concerns of officer safety in my case were that this house was messy and the officers were aware that the individual they were trying to apprehend knew they were there and was hiding in the house. They didn't know whether she was armed. Whereas in Derek Williams' case, the officers basically knew nothing. All they knew was what this random 911 complainant, this ex-girlfriend, told them. But like I said, you have to take that with a grain of salt. It is not reasonable to just take what some 911 caller says and then just use any amount of force based on that. Especially where here they had time to stage, to wait for other officers to arrive, to conduct some limited amount of their own investigation to corroborate what the 911 caller said. There doesn't appear to be any reason to have rushed into this scenario and just let that dog loose in the house.
It's that part right there that I think we really need to focus on. Like he said, he had his case before, all willy-nilly, and they had a warrant for this lady's arrest. So I'm not going to argue against. I still think that's kind of dumb that he lost that case. But once again, they get 2 bites at the apple of trying to say we're innocent of anything. Right now, the police officer is trying to blame it off on the girl, who does have to take blame for this because she did call them. But they also have to take blame too, because you just can't go off of one person just calling in and saying something. And I can definitely speak on this because for folks that do content creation, y'all, there's this term, I know y'all heard about it, was real popular a couple years ago, swatting. People would watch streamers that they didn't like, and they would know what their address was, and they would call the cops and say that this or this is happening. Somebody's in there kidnapped. These people they're just doing whatever, something very egregious. And the cops show up with SWAT team kicking doors down just off of somebody calling. Like, you need to be able to corroborate these accusations beforehand, before you run in there and cost somebody their life. Like, I don't think we need to be playing willy-nilly with this. I think they need to be a little bit more hesitant in rushing into action. Like, just like he's saying, you could have staged outside of that house. You could have got a loudspeaker or something. Like, obviously, I think they're on like I don't know what floor they were on, but it don't look like nobody's jumping out no windows or nothing like that. It ain't no back doors in no apartments. It's one way in, one way out for real. You could have waited. You didn't have to rush to send that dog in there to bite somebody. When first off, you don't know for sure. You just got one person saying ain't nobody supposed to be in here, but she don't even live there. Go gather more information before you act, because you could act in the wrong, and then you're gonna be saying, well, it ain't my fault. Even though I know we sick the dog on the dude, it ain't my fault because this girl told us this. That ain't how that shit work. It ain't gonna, it might be how it works for cops, but it ain't how it works for us. And I think they should be held to a higher standard than we are. But it seems to continue that they're not.
Don't get me wrong. I want to see Derek win here, and I absolutely think that what happened to him was wrong and a Fourth Amendment violation. Here's the thing. The older procedure for canine handlers basically was make sure you give a warning multiple times before you release the dog. And that's what they'd have in their policy. You can see that guy is doing that here in this case.
Release canine, speak to me now, release your dog, I'll try to give you a bit.
And he's doing that for the body cam, much like saying, stop resisting, or drop the gun, drop the gun. In recent times, many of the police canine policies have been updated to treat releasing a canine inside a structure just like any other violent use of force, where you have to go through the gram factors regarding the severity of the crime at issue, whether there's an immediate safety threat, and whether or not the suspect is attempting to evade or flee. And that's how those incidents should be evaluated. And that's how this one is being evaluated in the current litigation. But because litigation used to focus on whether or not a warning was given, there's just not a lot of great case law out there to get past this qualified immunity hurdle. There is absolutely no doubt that things could have and should have gone down differently. There was no need to choose violence first. There was no need to just release that dog inside the house. What was the rush? They were told that the guy was sleeping in the house. Maybe he was sleeping in the house. Sometimes you have to investigate some. Unless you have reason to believe that there is an emergency occurring, somebody sleeping inside a house they're not supposed to be sleeping in is not the same thing as an armed robbery or an armed kidnapping or hostages being held. You have to be able to use common sense and differentiate those different scenarios. Here, yeah, it could be a felony level burglary technically under state law. It also might not be. You have to be very careful before you use all the power of state government to inflict violence on somebody. And hopefully the court here will agree that Officer Painter's decision to do so was unreasonable. And also, they have pointed out in the amended complaint and in the media that this same Officer Painter has a history. He was caught on body cam at a traffic stop unnecessarily and illegally punching a guy in the face. He was also the same officer involved in a recent controversial shooting.
The complaint also cites previous claims of excessive force against Officer Painter, including a settled case involving a 2019 traffic stop in which video shows Painter punching a driver, and an active case involving the 2023 deadly shooting of Charles Byers. Records we obtained show that Painter's unleashed canine also bit a woman along a nature trail in 2022, and the county paid $100,000 to the victim's lawyers.
Is it a coincidence that it's the same officer for this department who not once, not twice, but 3 times now has gotten himself into the news, into federal lawsuits by his violent and poor decisions? I don't think so. So if you want to follow this litigation, I hope.
Yeah, y'all follow that, man. That one right there, I'm still stuck on, like, first off, people to say that their job is so dangerous, you seem to be real quick to get into some action. And in that case, with the dog, yeah, you're not immediately right in front of the action. The dog is the one that's going to go in there. And maybe you get that dog messed up, man. Y'all don't care about the animals? I'm like, dude, you sent the dog in there to bite somebody off of somebody's word. And I'm like, come on, man. I just can't. If you don't trust anybody, why are you trusting the 911 caller? Why are you trusting the person that's reporting? Telling me, yeah, the person's still up in there. I don't know who it is. Like, and you as a civilian, y'all, because this is really on the girl. Why don't you call somebody first? But I think he actually said in the video that she had already talked to the leasing officer and knew that her ex-boyfriend, cousin or somebody was staying there. Maybe she didn't know who he was or something, but she didn't even try to figure out if that was him or not. I still want to know, what was she doing there? Why does she still have a key? But the officers are responding to this stuff and you're taking somebody else's word. So let's say this man's going to end up getting bit, having holes in his arm, having to have medical attention for this, and nothing's going to come from it. Officer's going to keep on going by his business. He ain't going to get no type of compensation for being bit by a dog. It's just open and shut case, Johnson. Just move on. I do not want to wake up one day anywhere with a dog biting me in my arm, all because somebody called the cops and they're mistaken about something and nothing comes from it. I don't think any of y'all would want to be in that type of situation either. So look, man, we need to get cases like that in front of the right judges, or we need to figure out something about that, because I don't believe somebody should just be bit. You don't know if that guy heard you or not. You don't know what it is, but you sick the dog in there instead of having some patience. Y'all could have went and got a shield, could have slowly went in there, could have got a loud horn where if somebody was in there sleep, because, that's a possibility, especially when she told you they're in there laying in the bed, sleep, that maybe they didn't hear you. So make sure you get your words across so somebody can hear you. That officer was not yelling, "K9 police, don't send the dog in, come out." Like, dude, we don't know how thick them walls is. We don't know how thick them doors is. Somebody probably didn't hear you. And obviously he ended up getting bit. But I say the worst for last, y'all. I say the worst for last. Put your getting cooked on the side of the road. Well, picture getting cooked on some asphalt, because that's pretty much what's about to happen right here. Once again, somebody picking up the phone, and that's the main focus of the night. Somebody picking up the phone, calling the police, and once again, the police are not doing a real investigation. They're just acting, and people are ending up getting hurt. So shout out to I haven't covered him in a while. We the People University. I haven't covered his videos in a hot minute, but We the People University is going to cover this guy getting cooked on some asphalt, y'all. Man, they was out there trying to fry him like some bacon. I ain't even gonna hold you. They're trying to fry him like some bacon, and y'all gonna see what I'm talking about. Let's go and get to it.
And he's spent over a month in a burn unit with police peeping through the windows to see what he was doing.
If true, that means Phoenix officers knew his condition was bad. And Michael says officers were there for days and often kept him handcuffed.
Like, what do you mean they were there?
They were just outside. Hold on. Ooh, Lord, look at that guy, man. Look at that guy. That's where he at?
Brother, what's that?
All right, let's keep going. Let's find out what he did.
Room. They had like this little like clicker thing that's like a blind inside the window, and they just.
Welcome back to We the People University. My name is Abaya Israel, former police officer.
And they do that by adding these to watch with that. YouTube felt, how should I say this, that you guys were not old enough or mature enough to watch without their permission. So therefore they just simply hid the video from you. And they do that by adding these age restrictions or copyright strikes, or the number of YouTube tactics that they use to hide videos. But anyway, they hid the video. I don't know why. It's a news clip of how the Phoenix Police Department literally tortured this man. And if you guys don't believe what I'm saying, just read this comment, for example. Someone wrote, yo, it's been months since I've seen you. Like, I get these type of comments all the time.
We're gonna skip past this, y'all, because y'all already know how I be talking about YouTube, these shadow banning people. And for y'all that don't know, this guy's channel has over 665,000 subscribers. They shadow ban a lot of channels depending on how they feel about it. There's gonna be a lot of people talking up in there, but we're gonna skip ahead to the first coverage of the video and see what transpired to have this man kicked on some asphalt like bacon and shit.
The DOJ wants to take over that department, and the city just made national headlines after we exposed officers punching and tasering a man who's deaf.
Tonight, we're back investigating a new case, and we're warning you right off the bat, parts of this story are hard to watch.
Yeah, this video shows officers on top of a man in the middle of the afternoon, in the middle of the summer, in the middle of a record-breaking heat wave.
That man has not been charged for this incident, but he spent more than a month in the hospital with third-degree burns. His attorneys say officers literally cooked him on the blacktop. We've blurred the pictures of those burns here, but we're going to show you more of that a little later in this story. Our chief investigator, Dave Biskuping, interviewed that man and also got that surveillance video.
What day did this happen?
July 6th.
Okay.
It was like around 2 in the afternoon.
And it was pretty hot that day, right? Like 115 or something?
I believe it was breaking record.
This is Michael Kenyon, and it was actually 114 on that day. And what happened left him with scars all over his body, up and down his arms.
Burn the dude up, y'all. Burn him up. Look, he burnt up, man. He burnt up. Oh, let's start from the bottom. They burnt him
on
up.
that day. And what happened left him with scars all over his body, up and down his arms, across his chest, on his legs, with chunks.
Bro, he ain't got no kneecap. He ain't got no kneecap.
Missing from his knees.
Just avoid the mirrors now. I don't even care to look.
It happened in a parking lot off 7th Street, just north of downtown. Surveillance video shows Michael on the phone walking to the store. That's when a police SUV pulled up behind him. He says the officers told him to come here, and he did.
I walked up to them and with my phone in the hand and said what happened or what's going on. I don't really remember what I said, but I came back. One officer grabbed my one wrist, and then the other officer grabbed my other wrist.
Before we go further, here's the backstory. Michael lives in a house close by, practically across the street. And according to Michael, his roommate had just reported a theft from their house. So there was a theft situation going on.
Right, and he just...
But it wasn't involving you, right?
No.
A court record search shows Michael has a handful of misdemeanor cases in Arizona. 3 dismissed, 1 guilty judgment for criminal damage, and on this day, he had an outstanding warrant for a failure to appear. But Michael claims he didn't know he had a warrant. And police confirmed these officers didn't know about it either.
In my mind, too, I feel like deep down, because I think to myself, I had a bad past. I don't deserve a lot of good things in my life. So I'm like, maybe I did deserve this, you know?
That's the background. Now let's get back to what happened. Remember, we don't have body camera video, so we can't hear what's happening.
And then they told me instantly in a mean hostile voice that they were saying you're being detained. And I said, but I'm on the phone. What did I do? I didn't do anything. Please explain to me. And they're like, why are you getting antsy? Why are you seem like you're nervous? And I said, I'm not. You scared me. You told me I'm being detained and I didn't do anything. Can you at least explain to me? I want to sit down. Let me sit down. Look, I'm not trying to run. And I sat down on the back of some random person's truck tail.
I saw that, yeah. About 15 seconds later, Michael stands. The video shows them struggling for about 30 seconds. Then more officers run up and take him down.
They said, "Give me your arm, stop resisting." And I think that's when like 5 people were on me.
He thought of George Floyd because they were kneeling on his back and neck, in addition to the pavement burning his body. Michael spent more than 4 minutes on the blacktop before getting handcuffed, then picked up and dragged to the police car. He said his skin was already bubbling and peeling away.
Can you describe the pain? Like, how bad was it?
Like going through hell and Hades, I guess you'd say. It's like,
So I'm pretty sure the pictures are enough evidence. I don't have to read this, but to help you further understand how hot the pavement can become, all I did was a simple Google search and listen to what Google stated. In 114-degree weather, pavement, particularly asphalt, can reach temperatures as high as 160 degrees Fahrenheit due to its dark color absorbing a large amount of heat from the sun, often being 40 to 60 degrees hotter than the surrounding air temperature, meaning it can be significantly hotter than the actual air temperature, making it crucial to consider the pavement temperature when walking pets or going barefoot outside on hot days. At such high temperatures, even brief contact with the pavement can cause burns, especially on sensitive skin like a dog's paw. Now, with that being said, just imagine that you're being pressed down on this ground. You have 5, 6, however many officers on your back. It's like, I hate to describe it this way, but I'm trying to paint the picture. I mean, you guys can see it, but flip a burger, use the spatula and press the burger onto the pan or the grill. You're pressing for a reason, because you're trying to get a sear, or you're trying to cook the outside as best as possible. This is literally what these cops did to this man as he cried out in pain as they torture him. Let's keep watching. And now for the update, the $15 million update. That's what the settlement offer has been set at. If the city of Phoenix settles for less or attempts to settle for less, then a lawsuit for at least $15 million will be filed. Let's get some details on that.
Phoenix PD's on notice. They're set to face yet another lawsuit, and it's from a case we exposed just a couple months ago.
During our record-breaking heat wave this summer, officers held this man down on the asphalt with the skin melting, peeling away from his body. ABC 15 Chief Investigator Dave Biscopine broke that story.
This is Michael Kenyon, and this video shows the permanent scars that are now left across his chest, his arms, and his legs. They're the same images included in this new 10-page settlement demand that his lawyers just filed against Phoenix. And it says if the city doesn't settle for more than $15 million, they will sue.
The Phoenix police are demonstrating an utter disregard for human life.
You feel like they cooked him on the asphalt?
Oh, they did. There's no doubt.
It happened on July 6th, a 114-degree day. Michael was walking to a gas station when officers stopped him. Now, records show he had an outstanding warrant, but Michael claims he didn't know he had one. In the settlement demand, Michael Kenyon's attorneys blame Phoenix PD.
And look, y'all. I get irritated with this a lot, especially in today's time, because they put that out there. He had an outstanding warrant. That information is put out there for a very specific reason. It's put out there so the person listening to it is already put in a position that, okay, this is a bad person right now, and the cops are about to have to interact with a bad person. When what you should have said is the cops got called for a theft and they found this person. Break it down however you want, but don't sit here and try to throw in somebody's past. It's like we have these situations where that's the shit they used when it came to George Floyd. We saw them use it really good. A lot of people on the right-hand side of the aisle was jumping all over that shit. Well, he did this in the past, he did that in the past, he did that in the past. And people say that to justify future actions happening to somebody when they didn't do anything in this moment. Like, I don't care what you did in the past. When they call on you, when they get called on you, or they get called on anybody and they address you, they need to address you for the situation that they're in, not for something you did 5 years ago. Now, I understand you can go into a situation as a cop being a little whatever, standoffish. Maybe this person shot at cops and somehow he's back on the street, or he likes to fight cops, somehow that's in his record and he's back on the street, which I don't understand how they're back on the street. But yeah, you'll approach that situation a little different. But the cops at this time didn't know this man had an outstanding warrant, FTA, failure to appear. That's not crazy. You just didn't show up to court. We know that they don't know about that at this moment. So why is this person approached in this type of manner with this type of aggression? I understand they got a hard job. Everybody likes to say that all the time. But I heard chopping wood is harder. Being a gas station attendant is harder than this when it comes to actually dealing with certain types of danger. I think a lot of people put themselves in the situations when I'm AKA talking about the police that they don't need to be put into. There's a lot of things that can be accomplished by talking to people. And that's how this shit should be before you resort to force right off bat. But once you start putting your hands on people, people are going to get agitated. People are going to get a little defensive, like, hold up, what y'all doing? Because picture us walking up on you and doing it. But I guess people will say all the time, because they got this uniform on, it has a badge right here, that you shouldn't feel any type of way with people violating your personal space and grabbing up on you before they even know that you committed a crime. It's weird of you as a citizen to get a little agitated and shit and a little antsy when cops are grabbing on you when they ain't even identified you for committing a crime. We know in their minds, even at the moment, that they don't know you committed a crime. And that's kind of weird of us civilians to react that way. But let's keep going. I'm letting the news keep on setting their narrative. I just don't like that they kept talking about it. Don't bring up his past history when he did shit.
When officers stopped him. The records show he had an outstanding warrant, but Michael claims he didn't know he had one. In the settlement demand, Michael Canyon's attorneys blame Phoenix PD's deficient training, unconstitutional practices, and violent culture, writing, quote, "And there is little doubt due to a lack of training and supervision. Indeed, through 1,147 pages of operation orders, there does not appear to be a single word guiding officers about the severe risk of injury posed by holding subjects against pavement." Michael Kenyon spent a month hospitalized. He needs more rehab, therapy, and surgery.
Jesus Christ, bro. Look at this shit, man. Bro, I know what that looked like. Because I've been burned before. And y'all, like some of y'all can even consider it burns too. Say when you were a kid, you're running, you fall, you scrape your arm on like some concrete or some shit. That's technically a burn. They call it scratch and all that stuff, but that friction keeps your skin up so much that it just rips off and shit. That's a burn. Look at his arm. That's how my knee used to look, like little small spots here, there, and here and there when I was a kid playing and falling on my knees. His whole dude, they got fucking bandages stapled to his chest because his chest is so burnt up. They cooked that man on asphalt like bacon. And the news want to get up here and talk about that dude had an FTA. Come on now.
And surgeries. But during our interview, he said,
spent the whole month in the hospital because of this shit.
The first days were the worst.
Just screaming at the top of my lungs, like wishing it was over, you know what I mean?
Now back to his $15,530,000 settlement demand. This is how his attorneys came up with the number. Michael is 30 years old. At an average life expectancy, he should live another 42 years. That is 15,330 days. We are confident that not a single one of you would choose to live in Michael's disfigured body and traumatized mind for $1,000 a day. And we are confident a jury would agree that this is a modest sum for what the Phoenix Police Department has cost to him. Phoenix is declining to comment on this settlement demand.
Yeah, I'm sure they are declining to.
Hey, and for everybody that'll say, because I know the assumption $1,000 a day, I know some people be like, $1,000 a day? Elon Musk companies get paid $5 million a day. Just throwing that out there for you if y'all didn't know that. $5 million a day from the federal government. $5 million a day. That man trying to get $1,000 a day because y'all burn me on the side of the goddamn road like bacon.
Comment. $1,000 per day for the rest of his life. So if that was me in that situation, would I want $1,000 per day for the rest of my life? And I'm sure you guys already know the answer to that, because I'm sure most of you are saying right now that that's nowhere near enough. And here's the bad part about it. We are going to pay for it, but they are going to still get a pension and retire and go off into the sunset and live happily ever after. And while we're paying for the lawsuit, $1,000 a day per day is still not enough. And this man is still going to live with the torture and torment of what he had to go through and experience and suffer with for the rest of his life. So the only people that are really suffering are the taxpayers, the citizens, the law-abiding citizens, and the people who are getting away with pensions and retirements are the criminals who are actually conducting these, I don't know what to even call them, but they get away with it, okay? And while people like myself and even other channels and YouTubers out here that are trying to share the information to the people so the people can do, something, this is continuing to happen over and over and over again. Shadow banning. Like, I can't tell you how many emails I'm receiving on a daily basis. Are you still there? Do you still make videos? I've been unsubscribed. Just take time. Pause the video and read some of these comments. And I'll tell you this, the comments that I'm sliding across the screen, it's not even like half, nowhere near half of the comments. I couldn't even copy them all, to be honest with you. But I say that and show that to say this is a fight that takes all of us, okay? Not just because we have a YouTube channel and you don't. Well, you help as well. You help by sharing the videos because, as you see, YouTube stops people like myself and other channels from sharing. We have some channels that are still going strong, and I hope those channels continue to flourish and continue to get the word out because it's helping. But for those who are under attack by YouTube because they don't want this information going out, keep liking, keep sharing, and we're going to keep doing what we're going to do, what we have to do, and you guys keep doing what you guys have to do. Learn your
right. Look, man, and he's 100, like he's 100 on that because I know there's a lot of people that's going to tell me they didn't see this video. And normally when I cover these cop videos, I've noticed compared to some of my other content, this gets the least amount of views. But I'm passionate about this topic and I'm passionate about showing this. And we got powers that be on all these different platforms that don't want the average citizen understanding this. If you didn't know that you're getting done wrong, you wouldn't complain about it. You would just accept it and move on about your day. And that benefits a greater group of people to keep you policed. Because it's kind of like an occupation. And they don't want that disrupted. So speaking on this type of stuff needs to have more of y'all sharing these videos and talking to other people about it. Not just whispering in the barbershop type shit, but actually being vocal about it. Some people are going to have to do different roles. Some people are going to have to be out in the street advocating for it. Some people are going to have to become lawyers and actually try to fight this shit in court. Some people are going to have to be cops and try to change from the inside. But there's also got to be people out here that point it out. Because the first thing to fixing any problem is acknowledging that you have a problem. And if we sit around, keep acting like none of this stuff happens, you're just criminals and all this, and then it gets into a shit-talking conversation, nothing's ever going to get done about this, and people are going to constantly get wronged all the time. We have so many people that stay in this country and say, I'm American, don't divide us on all these other things. But then when something you see happens to your fellow American, it's like, no, I'm taking the government side when 99% of the time you're against the government. Make it make sense. We got to be a little bit more wiser about this shit, man. Like, this stuff is happening to everyday citizens. Everyday citizens every fucking day, y'all. And I get tired of seeing it. I don't like, even on my worst enemy, I ain't wishing people to do them dirty. Like, get them for what they did. Don't be coming in and hemming somebody up. All because, and once again, somebody calling the police, picking up the phone, like all that. You see something, you say something, yeah, say something to them. Hey, y'all good on that? They take off running, like, yeah, man, there's something going on. Or I don't know what's going on. Yeah, we're just moving in or some shit. No, don't just be calling the cops. You calling somebody with a gun and a badge and the authority to hem somebody up and be able to blame it on somebody else afterwards. These people can end up in body bags. They can end up with 3rd-degree burns all the way across their body. These bite marks in their arm. These things can happen to folks. It all because we got too many people in this country that are, first off, nosy as hell. Nosy as hell and always want to know what somebody else is doing. And then we also got a problem with cops just responding to anything people say when they claim they don't trust the public, man. If you don't trust them, why are you taking people's word like that? I understand you want them to go into the situation if it was on some other extreme, like there's a hostage situation going in. I want them to go in addressing that situation as if it was serious. But I also want you to investigate to a certain extent, not just start blasting at the first person you see. Start throwing people on the ground and burning them. Stop sticking dogs on people and shit just all bad. There's multiple ways to handle shit. You got probably a 12-hour shift. Take your time, figure it out, and let's move on to the next situation. But no, we got too much quick to judgment. Too many people, citizens and cops. We got to be better at that. And when we see these wrongs, we need to call it out. Y'all, we need to call this shit out because one day it could be one of us. And I damn sure wouldn't want to be over here yelling from the mountaintops having to deal with all these naysayers that think people just hate cops. Now, there are people out here that hate cops. I'll tell you me, when it comes to me, I highly dislike bad cops. Highly dislike the bad ones. And everybody should dislike the bad ones. We don't want to see people that have authority to put us in a body bag, put us 6 feet under with no accountability at all. And we're going to get back. Next time I cover these, we do have to cover Warren Sapp, y'all. There has been an update in his case. Should I show it? I guess I can show it, man. It's been an update. I don't know. Do I want to show it tonight? Let me think. I'll show y'all a little bit of it, man. I'll show y'all a little bit of what the update is with Warren Sapp, because he actually, if y'all don't remember the situation, I'll give y'all a recap of what actually happened with him. Because it don't matter how much money you got in your pocket. I'll say this till the cows come home. It don't matter how much money you got in your pocket. It doesn't matter how much in life you have achieved. Everybody can be subject to this shit. Now, and if you just super famous and everybody just know you, you run a better risk of it not happening. But even if you achieve the highest honors like winning Super Bowls, winning championships, it don't matter. You can still be profiled out here about things. And just because somebody called don't mean that you should get hemmed up. But your presence on this earth, no matter how many people know about it or not, will not save you sometimes from these messed up situations. And I'm scrolling like a motherfucker. Where this shit at? I'm almost there, y'all. But we gotta be a little mindful about this shit, man. We got to, man. We really gotta be mindful about it. But I'm gonna give a shout out to this channel real quick, like Seeing Satan Sports. I didn't make the name up, y'all. Seeing Satan Sports, they actually have been in communication with Warren Sapp about this situation. And Warren actually sat down. We're not going to sit here for the whole video, but Warren actually sat down with the sheriff of Okeechobee, who was over all these officers that arrested him for talking, and doubled down on arresting him for talking. He had a little video. I'm going to let y'all see some of it. And we'll rock out after that. We'll rock out after that one, y'all. Here, check this out.
As my source.
You're not going to give me an apology? You told me I was wrong, and I definitely wasn't wrong.
We're done.
And you haven't read it. I'm coming right behind you, sir. No problem. Leave me right on out of here. I'm coming right behind you. Come on, I'm right behind you.
No, sir.
All right, there it is. I forgot. Officer safety. Oh.
You don't have my permission to record me, just so you know.
You know you are a public servant, and I can record the police in the course of their duties. You might want to get in the Constitution, Chief. Sheriff, you might want to do the Constitution.
The root of Okeechobee County corruption is dirty Sheriff Noel E. Stevens. He trains his officers to violate citizen rights and covers up for them when someone reports it. I spoke with Coach Sapp for 2 hours over the phone. We have many videos coming for you guys. Check out this unseen footage of Warren confronting Sheriff Stevens after his illegal arrest.
Get that thing. Yes, ma'am.
Second door on the left.
Now picture this, y'all. Like if you had a situation, let's say you went to McDonald's and they mess your order up. You're trying to talk to the person at the front register, and let's say sometimes they hire younger people or people that just got attitudes. You already know you can run across that anywhere, but especially like McDonald's and places like that. So you say, let me speak to the manager. Picture speaking to the manager about the issue that you have, and this is how the manager talks to you. Now, this is just one thing for getting your food. Picture this being a police department, a sheriff's department, and you got a complaint, and this is how they take your complaint. And they've seen the video. Watch this. And have seen the video and everything that happened.
Howdy, sir.
Afternoon. I wanted to come and have a better dialogue with you because I felt the phone conversation didn't satisfy me at all, and kind of left me warm after you hung up, pretty much hung up on me, told me have a good morning, and clicked.
That's what you're going with?
Yes, sir. That's what I'm going with. So you have a good morning. Take care.
So what do I do with my chart? Oh, okay. Here we go.
And asked me if I had any more questions or anything. So, all right. Who was the lieutenant that was on duty that night? That was I asked Ellis for his supervisor. Hurst or Hahn? Hurst or Hahn?
My patrol lieutenants are Hurst and Lowe.
Oh, Hurst and Lowe. So it was the H. It was the H. It was the H. It was the Hurst. So, and I asked him, may I speak to him? Because at no time did Ellis come to me at the scene or anything. And when I asked, Kenrick? When she got ready to drive off, I said, ma'am, you're breaking policy. When I asked for a supervisor, y'all ain't brought me a supervisor yet. And she slammed the car on brakes and jumped out, yelling Ellis. And I didn't know at the time, but now I know it was Sergeant Ellis that she was yelling for.
Ellis! Sorry. Or whoever. Do you want to speak to a supervisor? Do you want to speak to him or not?
Yeah, here's supervisor.
Ellis, Sarge.
You guys got what I've got?
Well, I know, but he wants to speak to you unless you want me to just take him. Sarge. No? Cool, you're good. Walk away and ignore me?
Okay.
Take him?
Take him.
If he wants to speak to him in the jail.
He can talk to someone in the jail.
All right.
And for the people that don't know why this is an issue, by law, if you request a supervisor at a scene, they have to get one to you. Now, if there's no supervisor available or there's like some super hostile situation, obviously they have discretion to do that a little bit later. But clearly we can see in this situation, it wasn't. It was kind of peaceful out there, just a lot of people standing around. Warren Sapp got arrested because somebody was accused of speeding and he was asking questions about it. And one of the officers got a little irritated and decided to put him in handcuffs and tell him that he's under arrest. But he was trying to get a supervisor at the scene to talk to be like, hey, look, before y'all take me down there, you're the supervisor. You're supposed to know the law better than all your little officers around here, your lieutenants, your sergeants and all that. You're supposed to know more than them. So maybe if you understood what the situation was, you'd tell them to take me out of handcuffs and y'all don't get a lawsuit. But you saw that he didn't want to talk to him. The sergeant on scene did not want to talk to him, just kept on, I'm going by my business, take his ass to jail. But the other guy, the one that actually put him in handcuffs, that was the one who's saying, just go and take him. So this is why Warren Sapp is in here talking to him, because I'm like, look, dude, before I sue y'all ass, trying to give you a chance, give me an apology and shit, and have some retraining of your officer. Let's talk. And that's how this conversation went, y'all.
I was instructed to take you. I'm instructed to take you. I am instructed to take you.
And when she came back to me, she said,
and remember, she kept saying, I was instructed to take you. The law states that they have to let you speak to a supervisor unless some other stuff. Not just you don't get to say, nah, he'll talk to you down there. That ain't why we wrote the law in the books. And remember, these are law enforcement officers. Even in their policy at that sheriff's department, it says that if a supervisor can be provided to you, they need to talk to you as soon as possible. Not like circumstances, existential circumstances, we get that. But this wasn't one of them. You're on scene, talk to them. They don't even follow their own policy, don't even follow their own law, but they're enforcing it. Make that make sense.
The arresting officer told me to take you. I say, not the supervisor?
Well, I mean, it doesn't have to be a supervisor. I guess you watch too much TV.
No, I'm asking for a supervisor. Isn't that your policy to provide a supervisor?
Just because you ask for a supervisor at that time might not be the time you're going to see a supervisor. You're on your way to jail.
No, I had asked for a supervisor from the first time he put his hands on me, sir.
That's all I want to know. Where's the supervisor? Can I get a supervisor?
Sit down.
Can I get a supervisor?
Sit down.
That's you?
You have anything in your pockets?
I don't search. I don't consent to any searches.
Well, you are detained.
I am being detained for what? Where's the supervisor? Please. No, I'm good, right? You told me to sit. You told me to sit, I'm going to sit.
Stand up.
You told me to sit, I'm going to sit.
Stand up.
Can you get a supervisor, please?
Stand up.
Can I get a supervisor, please?
Stand up.
Can I get a supervisor, please?
Hey, Sanchez.
Can I get a supervisor, please? Can I get a supervisor, please?
Stand up.
Once again, you're not going to get a supervisor. The world's not going to stop for you at that point?
I'm a law-abiding citizen being grabbed and illegally detained.
Well, that's your opinion. But
We've already had the Monday morning quarterback from the DA, right? You didn't see that one?
are you asking me a question? What can I do for you today?
I was looking for an apology because you told me that I was wrong.
What? As well as my deputy. You both, in my opinion, could have handled the situation differently, and there have been a different outcome.
How could I have handled the situation better?
Well, I'm not.
Look, I'm gonna stop for a second right here. This is the sheriff of that municipality. He said, in his opinion, his officer and Warren Sapp could have handled that situation differently. Maybe so. Maybe so. But I don't think that municipality, I'm getting that word messed up, municipality elected you to be the mitigator of what your opinion is. I think they hired you to do a job where you're the head guy for enforcing the law. I don't care what your opinion is, Sheriff. What does the law say? And that's what I think a lot of people keep forgetting. There's a lot of things that people can do in this world that are annoying, that might get on your nerves, that are not against the law. And you shouldn't be able to call the cops and the cops come in and try to enforce it because they don't like it. We got a lot of people in their feelings, and a lot of these cops become the feelings police. That's how they are. They get in their feelings and they feel like they can do whatever they want. What is the law? Sheriff, I'm telling you, in all due respect, I don't give a fuck about your opinion on nothing. What does the law say? But let's keep going.
Prepared to talk to you about that now. You are in the process of a criminal case, and we're not going to try that case.
What criminal case?
Well, let me talk to you and interrupt me.
No, I was asking, what criminal case am I involved in?
Let me talk to you, and I'll answer your question. And then you could go, then we'll let you talk. Fair enough?
I'm listening.
Sir?
I'm listening.
We're not going to try your criminal case across my desk. There is a process. If you feel that you have been wronged by one of my deputies, by one of my supervisors, or anybody with the Okeechobee County Sheriff's Office, you can file a complaint against an officer that will be looked at, and that information that is found from that request will be passed on to you. As far as your criminal case, that will go through the process, or already has, because I think your case has been null pros. So that criminal case is over with and has been dropped by the state attorney's office. So there has been a after action report that has been developed by my office at my request because of some of the very things that you have pointed out already. And there have been some findings that have been already done with that, and that is public record and available to you upon your request.
Would you provide that for me?
Now, I want y'all to see, because I don't know if people understand. Like, some people are like, oh, well, the words don't match what I'm about to say. The words do match, if you know how to read body language and tone. He was already being petty from the get-go. You gonna let me talk? He said multiple times, twice actually, that Warren had a criminal case. Well, just so y'all know, just to give y'all a little FYI, because the sheriff knows this at this moment when this conversation was being had. The district attorney of their jurisdiction, their district or whatever, had already dropped charges. They dropped whatever charges they had on Warren Sapp. They dropped it. They saw the video and they dropped the charges. It's like, nope, he didn't violate the law. So when the officer said, the sheriff said, your criminal case that we're involved, I'm not going to talk about your criminal case. So Warren Sapp didn't have no criminal case. That shit's already over with. And then he went on this long spiel talking about a bunch of fucking nothing. My office looked at it, there's been action taken. That's why your criminal case is... Your office didn't do shit. Y'all processed those charges. The district attorney denied to take those charges and dropped them. You pursued charges knowing your officers were wrong, and you're sitting in your office right now in front of this man, still telling him that he's wrong, when the DA, the person that is hired by the city to argue legal cases on behalf of the city said, nope, the officers are wrong. And you heard he came in here for an apology. That's all he wanted. That's all he wanted, was an apology. And let him keep going, though. Let somebody give you this type of energy when clearly they were in the wrong. Like, I'm not saying you in the wrong, Sheriff, but your officers were. It's like the manager at McDonald's example I gave you. I'm talking to the manager. I'm not saying you fucked it up. I'm saying this is what they did. I just need to get this done. I'm just trying to get this outcome right here. And you got an attitude with me. Like, what you got an attitude with me for? You didn't do it? Oh, but you're going to cover for it. And that's why I say, man, look, they say there's some good, there's some bad. Nah, I think majority of these motherfuckers are bad because even if this sheriff was so much of a good one, he's still covering for the bad ones. You're implicated, dude.
Absolutely. When you go out, if you're stopping my public records.
I just made it right here with you.
Sir?
I mean, I just made it right here with you.
I have staff that does that. So
I understand. You can pass that over to the staff for me.
To you upon your request on your way out.
I just did it with you, sir.
You don't understand that there is a process and people that are in positions to fulfill your request, document it so it is properly.
Now, right now, just so y'all know, Warren Sapp said he wanted the. Matter of fact, I'm gonna just rewind it a little bit so y'all get the gist of it. The chief was talking about there's all this information of the process, public information that Warren can get about his situation if he needs to get it. All right. He said he can file a public records request, but I'm gonna let him say it again.
Will be passed on to you. As far as your criminal case, that will go through the process, or already has, because I think your case has been null pros. So that criminal case is over with and has been dropped by the state attorney's office. So there has been a after action report that has been developed by my office at my request because of some of the very things that you have pointed out already. And there have been some findings that have been already done with that, and that is public record and available to you upon your request.
Would you provide that for me?
Absolutely. Absolutely. When you go out, if you're stopping my public records.
I just made it right here with you.
Sorry?
I mean, I just made it right here with you.
I have staff that does that.
He wants you to get the information for him. And y'all are going to see why it's not an outrageous request for him to ask that. That's why the sheriff over here is mumbling at the mouth. He got that little mumble at the mouth thing going on right now. He's asking for it. Give me the information then. You can go get it for me right now. And the sad part is y'all gonna see why it's an issue that he's trying to push it off on somebody else.
Right here with you. I mean, I just made it right here with you.
I have staff that does that. So
I understand. You can pass that over to the staff for me.
To you upon your request on your way out.
I just did it with you, sir.
You don't understand that there is a process and people that are in positions to fulfill your request.
It's a process. He can ask you for it. You get it for him.
I don't take those reports.
I can do it orally, and you're telling me you already have filed something, and action has been taking place, and that is a public record that I can get.
Evidently, you don't understand, or you don't feel that it's right how you handle the job.
No, never said that one time.
Yes, sir. That's because you're cutting me off. You're not allowing me to finish, and you're not allowing me to give you the proper people and process to get your request fulfilled.
Okay. I'll see you.
Now he's saying the proper process to get his request fulfilled. Wait till y'all read their own policy, because they're going to show it in here. What's the proper policy to get a public records request filled? Watch what they're going to show their own policy.
Young lady, I'll see the young lady out front.
Is over with here. I wish you a good day.
No, I was at no. I would like to speak to you. You're not going to give me an apology?
No, sir.
You told me I was wrong, and I definitely wasn't wrong.
We're done.
And you haven't read this. I'm coming right behind you, sir.
Yes,
no problem. Leave me right on out of here. I'm coming right behind you. Come on, I'm right behind you.
No, sir.
All right, there it is. I forgot, officer safety. So you gonna tell the young lady for me, or I gotta tell her?
It sounds like you're gonna handle it. I already told you how.
No, I was asking.
Come on right here. Stand right there. Oh, he's not here. She'll take care of you.
You want to tell her what that is? That thing
You got a
was?
request. If you can get his request and fulfill it, I appreciate it.
No. I'm asking you to tell her what you just
Have a
told me
good
in your
day.
office.
Have a good day.
You're not going to tell me what you just told me in your office?
You know?
No?
You don't have my permission to record me, just so you know.
You know you are a public servant, and I can record the police in the course of their duties. You might want to get in the Constitution, Chief. Sheriff, you might want to do the Constitution.
Coach Sapp told me over the phone he just wanted an apology, but he felt disrespected after Sheriff Stevens took no accountability for the situation.
Because you said you were going to call me on Monday, and I said a couple days or whatever, Monday, couple days. And I want you to know, Sheriff, and I'm recording this phone conversation for transparency and accountability, please. Is that all right?
I don't have a problem.
Oh, no, I was just making out.
If that's, it's how you do business, then that's how you do business. I'll just back out, let it go.
How I do business? I wanted to know, you said to me you would handle it, and I wanted to know how you was handling it, because I wasn't going forward. I was just getting my people, in ready, because I was charged and had to bail out of jail. You realize that, right?
I understand that, but rightfully so. So I mean, you're not completely innocent in this situation. You both could have handled this situation a whole lot better than how it was handled. And I'm not going to Monday morning quarterback either one of you, but both of you are in the wrong.
So,
and if you want this thing to go its course, we'll let it go its course.
You call. All right. How about this? How about this, Chief? How about this, Chief? And you said you was gonna call me, so you're calling me today to tell me what?
I'm asking you, what do you want done? Do you want me to work on this, or are you going to do it? Are you going to work on it? That's what I'm asking you.
You left me with the impression that you was going to handle this, right? That's what you said to me Sunday morning, correct?
I said, no, give me a couple of days.
Give you a couple of days, all right? Now you got a couple of days. You reviewed the footage, and you're saying you're not going Monday morning. I just want to know, does my constitutional rights survive in Okeechobee?
Then you just go through your due process, and we'll see where your civil rights go, Warren.
It's a simple yes or no. And listen to what he said. Do my civil rights, my constitutional rights, y'all, survive in Okeechobee? And this is the sheriff's response. Remember, y'all, top law enforcement officer in this jurisdiction. Do your constitutional rights survive when you come to his jurisdiction? This is his answer.
Does my constitutional rights survive in Okeechobee?
Then you just go through your due process, and we'll see where your civil rights go, Warren. That's
what? What? Now remember, y'all, these are people that have sworn oath to uphold the Constitution. I had to do it when I was in the military. These guys have to do it while they're cops. A simple question. Do I pretty much have, because I'm paraphrasing, do my constitutional rights stand in Okeechobee? Do I have constitutional rights in Okeechobee? The sheriff, the highest elected official, the highest law enforcement officer in this jurisdiction, couldn't say yes. He couldn't say yes to a simple answer that's all you got to say, bro. Yes. Couldn't say yes.
That's what you need.
No, I'm asking because I was charged. Wait.
understand completely where you're at.
No. I was charged with obstruction.
Correct.
And you rightfully so.
Rightfully so.
So when you in a traffic stop, when is the traffic stop over?
When the deputy or the officer says that it's over. They're conducting official business. You impeded on their investigation as obstruction and got charged accordingly.
And you believe that's according with Florida statute what?
Yeah, I do believe that the arrest was valid. Do I believe that the officer was a little froggy to jump, if you will? Absolutely.
Absolutely. No deep.
Let me finish.
Oh,
Let me
please.
finish. Let me finish.
Please.
And then do I believe that you interjected in the traffic stop that had nothing to do with you? Absolutely. There's a proper time and a place, Warren, for you to deal with that and ask your questions, rightfully so, for your due process and your constitutional right. When that officer is doing a traffic stop, that is not the time. You're a professional. When you were on the field doing your job, nobody interjected with you in your job. Correct? So there is a right time.
No.
If they want to ask you a question, then that's rightfully so.
So your
when
officer,
that officer is doing the traffic stop, you do not impede on that investigation. Even if they're wrong, you don't question them on the side of the road. That is not the proper time nor the place.
Y'all hear that? You don't question my officers anytime. You better figure out another time to do it. You ain't gonna do it when they actually violating somebody's constitutional rights or they're doing whatever the fuck they doing. You don't question my officers on the road. What? Don't question the people that are tasked with being public servants while they're doing their job. Don't question us. I got CJ in the building. He said, so stand by and watch wrong. Fuck out of here. That's pretty much what he's saying. And these things, I want people to really understand the gravity of it. This is the top law enforcement officer in this entire district. And this is how he views his job when it pertains to the law. This is not the law. You don't make the rules. You don't make the rules. There's a law written in place for a reason. That's why we got people in the House, we got people in the Senate, whether it's in your state or whether it's for the entire country. They make the laws. They vote on them. And they agree because they represent certain districts out there or whatever the fuck, certain municipalities. I can't say that word. I've been messing that word up all night. They make the rules for the constituents, y'all. Not you, Sheriff. Not you and not your officers. But we've seen multiple times that these officers doing whatever the hell they want to do, y'all. He ain't done talking though.
That's what you going with?
Yes, sir. That's what I'm going with. So you have a good morning. Take care.
So what do I do with my chart? Oh, okay. Here we go.
And then hung up in his face. Then hung up in his face, y'all. So pretty much right now, the situation that Warren's dealing with is, matter of fact, I'll let Obody break it down. What's the breakdown of it?
Sheriff Stevens still blames Warren after reviewing the body cam footage. Officer Satalante is unhinged and cannot be trusted to enforce the law. It's scary knowing he is responsible for preparing young deputies for duty. He needs to be fired, and every officer he trained should be investigated. Would you feel comfortable with him conducting a traffic stop on your teenage child? Let me know how you feel about this in the comments. I am working with...
Y'all let me know what y'all think about it. Look, in the situation with Warren Sapp, I would go back and rehash that again, y'all, but go back and watch the previous video that we did on him about his entire situation. Because remember, in the very first video that we covered tonight, the young man didn't want to answer questions with the cops. They called that obstruction. Not wanting to talk, they called it obstruction. In Warren Sapp's situation, he was asking questions, and they called it obstruction. Somebody make that make sense. So when I don't talk, I'm obstructing. And when I do talk, I'm obstructing. That sounds like some bullshit that y'all can just throw on people to take them to jail. And for some reason, we have judges and prosecutors that go along with the bullshit. Luckily, in Warren Sapp's situation, they dropped the charges, y'all. They dropped the charges on him because clearly the DA saw this and was like, no, he did not obstruct. And just so all of y'all know, obstruction is a physical act. Now, I understand somebody can say talking's physical. Police cannot. They cannot restrict your speech. Only in certain situations, special circumstances, can they restrict your speech or take you to jail for it. Fighting words, for saying. Like you tell a cop, I knock your ass the fuck out, boy. You say that to a cop, he could probably take you to jail for threatening. But just saying, fuck you, cop, riding by and flicking them off, they can't take you to jail for that. That's freedom of speech. Been handled in court many a times. But still to this day, in 2025, y'all, we have officers that cannot control their emotions and feel like they can do whatever they want. And then when it comes to their leadership will double down. And luckily in this situation, the DA wasn't with that bullshit because they probably understood the blowback of it. But I bet money if it was a Joe Blow, the DA would have went along with them charges. But most of the time, most of these people are all in cahoots with each other. And you have to win this shit in front of a jury, in front of your peers, waste time, waste money to go through bullshit that's already been placed out in law. And now you got to go and litigate the shit because we don't want to hold rogue police officers accountable. We don't want to hold these people that take our tax dollars on a day-to-day basis and are out here violating citizens. We don't want to hold them accountable. We rather just the citizen pay the money and move on so the city doesn't have to deal with it. And we got to get out of that, y'all. We got to get out of that. See, CJ said, sound like if I can't control you, you're going to jail. Sound about right. Sound about right. Sound about right. Because this is what they really want right now, y'all, whether y'all know it or not. They don't want a democracy where people have voices and they all speak up on things. They want to have a dictatorship. They want you to do as I say, but not as they do. And you see it all across the board. You see it all across the board, whether it's just in your city, whether it's in your state, whether it's in the country as a whole. You can see it. Certain people want to run things and do what they want to do, and everybody else should just listen to what they say and follow it. Don't judge them for doing what they do, but they're going to judge you for doing what you do. We don't need that society. We don't need to live in that. But look, y'all, we came, we saw, we conquered, covered a good little bit of videos, 4 of them to be exact. One more than I planned on. But I want y'all to be mindful. I want y'all to be vigilant, man. Whether you want to be the person out there protesting, whether you're going to be this person just bringing this up and bringing awareness to folks that don't understand this side of what's going on. Everybody needs to play a part in this. Because otherwise, it's going to get worse and worse, man. When you allow tyrants to run around and just violate your rights, what's the point of even having rights? What's the point of even having it? Just let this shit be lawless if they can just do whatever they want outside of the law. Just let it be lawless. And then you'll start seeing a lot of motherfuckers getting knocked down. And a lot of people don't want that situation to pop off because it's not what people think. People don't know what a war look like. But look, man, I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all hit that like for your boy. Y'all hit that subscribe. Share the videos. Turn the notices on. Make sure y'all turn them on because YouTube does like doing that shadow ban shit. But your boy gonna get up out of here. We'll be back in this bitch tomorrow, rocking and grinding. And see CJ said, AJ, when I get home, go live with me. All right, we can see what we can get popping. And look, y'all, I appreciate everybody that tuned in tonight. Y'all do all that shit for your boy, and we'll be back here tomorrow. I'll catch y'all in the next one as always, man. Peace.